is another episode of Bonafide Her Podcast featuring the one and only Miss Elizabeth Edmonston.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Edmonston. I'm a D1 athlete at UC Berkeley.
Oh, girl. When I tell you Cal is why I love the colors too.
Oh, right? I love it too.
But how are you today?
I'm good. I'm taking my lunch break right now. I'm an intern at a venture capital company, so it's kind of fun. Chill day.
Oh, don't we always love those chill days, right?
Right? Yeah.
So let's get it started. So, Miss Elizabeth, can you tell us your sports journey to how you got to where you are?
Yes. Okay. So I'm a field hockey player at UC Berkeley, but I didn't always play field hockey. As a kid, I played all the sports you could think of, but I was a serious soccer player. And I played soccer until my senior year of high school. But I fell in love with field hockey around like sixth grade. My dad wanted me to play a new sport, to like meet new people because I moved schools and he wanted me to go into middle school with some friends. So I played field hockey. I had no idea what it was. Have you ever seen a field hockey game?
No, but it sounds interesting. I wouldn't mind watching it. I would love to
Yes.
because
I'll send you my schedule and maybe you can watch one of the games. But anyways, I started playing that just like very rec in addition to soccer. I ended up like really liking it, but in my mind, like soccer had always been like the end goal, like that's what I was gonna play in college. But my junior year of high school, I had some like D2, D3 offers for soccer, but my goal was to always play D1. So I kind of transitioned and I was like, okay, I was doing really good at field hockey in high school. I was like, okay, I'm going to go all in. Like, I love field hockey. I think this is my passion. And I ended up at Cal. It was I didn't know if it was possible because a lot of top teams already had their rosters filled, but I made room on the roster. Yeah.
I've noticed that, like, it's crazy because I noticed, like, we were just talking about this at the athlete con. Like, I've noticed, like, there's a little bit, and Cal is in the ACC for the other sports, and I realized that the field hockey is in America East, and I realized, like,
Now we are in the ACC, which is awesome. Yes. So we were in the America East Conference last year because the rest of the Cal sports were in the Pac-12, but there's no Pac-12 conference for field hockey, so that's why we were in the America East. But with like the new conference shuffling and everything, like all the other sports moving to the ACC, we did too, which is amazing. Like the top teams for field hockey are all in the ACC, so awesome.
yeah, because, like, we were just talking because I remember, like, there was one, like, I knew that Wake Forest had field hockey, but I didn't
Yes.
realize the other teams in the ACC because like I've always was told that field hockey was like more of a either a western and northern state sport. Like you don't see it a lot in the southern. So,
Yeah.
but my question for you is, it's crazy that the Pac-12 is not there anymore because I grew up with the Pac-12. But for you, what was the transition like from with the Pac-12 to the ACC for you? What was that transition like, especially with there's unfortunately no Pac-12 anymore, and I know there's like
Yeah.
a lot of changes, especially for the athletes and families. So, what was that transition like?
So the transition from the America East Conference to the ACC was definitely a jump in competition. We actually won the America East Conference last year. That was
Hey,
super cool. We got like a sick ring, championship ring. That was awesome. But it was definitely a jump in level. Like we were playing teams like UNC, which like has won a lot of like national championships, not just conference championships. So it's definitely difficult, but like honestly, everyone was talking about all the other teams, like other sports teams were talking about, oh, it's so much more travel, like the craziness with that. But honestly, it was the same or less travel for us, because if you look at the US map, like there's only 3 schools on the west of the map that have field hockey, and that's Stanford, Davis, and Berkeley. So, like, I mean, we were already traveling far for games, so it didn't really make a difference. I mean, for the football teams, it was like, oh my God, like we're having to travel so much. But to us, same thing we've been doing.
Yeah, because I remember out like when we first heard like all the teams like and I didn't realize the field hockey for women was just America East because I've always like it was always Pac-12, and I remember when Pac-12 kind of like they said they were folding. I was like,
Yeah.
you heard a lot of athletes, college athletes, especially like women's sports, expressing how like this is gonna take a toll on them, like
Yeah.
moving to a different ones because
Mm.
they committed to a college where they're close to their families. That sometimes it's gonna be hard for families to travel, especially
Yeah.
senior year. So like you know. But for with and girl, I saw the ring. I was like, oh, look at you.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I had to wear it. Like, where else is like a good time to wear this like huge championship ring? Like at AthleteCon, it was perfect. Wore it on the pink carpet, showed that off.
Like how the people show the engagement rings. Like, hey, I'm gonna just show this ring. Like, just like.
Actually, that's funny you say that, because we were sitting at like the table eating lunch, and someone was like, "Oh my gosh, like you have a ring?" And then someone else who didn't see it was like, "Oh my gosh, you're married?" And I was like, "No, no, no. I just have just the conference ring. Don't say that."
It's like, well, it will be a nice engagement ring, but it's actually better. Like, it's like I won that, so
Yeah, true.
it's like if I get engaged, the man won me. So like, but we won. But the because I was like, that's a big old rock too. I was
Yeah,
like,
it is.
so my question for you is, especially first of all, shout out to Sam for the connection at the AthleteCon. Shout out to
Yes.
Sam. So
That
um,
was awesome. I had never been to AthleteCon before. I know you've been before. So this was my first year. I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. I went to the NIL Summit last year. That was awesome, but this was totally a different experience. I feel like it was very personal, like more tailored towards us, and like getting to know us and giving us specific like resources to really help us grow our brand.
for sure, and that was gonna be my question too. Because first of all,
Yeah.
like she said, like it was crazy. Like, dang, she did mention that I went all three. I was like, yeah, because
Yeah.
it was first of all like and I kind of mentioned this on my Instagram story, like, and I think she kind of highlighted too, like I think to me, it's so important for the athletes to share their stories. That's like one of my reasons why, I love the athletes and their mental and, care about their mental health, but also like seeing them like be able to build their brand,
Yeah.
build like who they are,
Yes.
and
Authentically themselves, building their brand off that.
yes, and like just and also the platform that Sam has provided for all the athletes to, I would say like every college athlete that gets a chance that has the opportunity, they need to like check AthleteCon out. So
Yeah.
my question for you is, with you attending the first AthleteCon that you went to, like how life changing would you say it was to you? Like how impactful was it for you to be able to attend an event like that?
It was so impactful. Like just hearing, first of all, hearing from like the influencers, like directly from them, like what works, what doesn't. And then hearing from like the keynote speakers, like Meta and Snapchat and Canva, giving us like direct things that we can implement in our social media, in just our branding, was so helpful. I took so many notes. I'm definitely going to be like implementing those skills and ideas. Um, but I think what was most impactful was that the content competition. Like, I thought that was awesome. We were able to take all the information that was given to us throughout those first couple days and then actually implement those ideas or those things that we should be doing in our videos right then, because we had to make videos, enter into these competitions for specific brands. And I ended up winning one of the competitions and like walking away with an internship, which is so cool. So I'm taking away like skills from the convention, but also like a real job experience and all all those things that I'm going to learn through that internship.
Was it the character first internship or
Yes.
I
Yeah.
I was like, when I literally saw that, I was like, yo, like, and it was crazy because a lot of the things, like, I was like, I've never heard of character first. But when I saw, like, a lot of the things that I was like, I saw, like, Virginia athletes, I was like, are they based in Virginia? And I
So
was
I
like,
think we started in Virginia and solely working with Virginia athletes. And I think that they were at AthleteCon to kind of like start branching out to more schools, is what I understood.
yeah, that was like, to me, that was, so, I had to pick up a book. I was like, are the books free? Because I was
Yeah.
like, at first, it was me and somebody else. There was like, we're trying to figure out, is the book free to like take? Because I was like,
Yes,
I didn't want to get in trouble, like take the book and then like you got to pay for it. I'm like, oh, okay, like,
yes. Yeah. The CEO wrote that book, I believe. Right? Yes, which is so cool. I definitely want to read it. I didn't get one because they ran out, but I will definitely check that out. Maybe I'll ask him for one.
it's like she's working the internship. Can she get one, please?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Like, they're kind of tailoring that internship from the character first, to kind of help me in what I want to do. So their whole platform is of character first is trying to like help athletes build up a really cool image of themselves, like giving back to your community. Like, some of the athletes that they already have in their like cohort right now have like written a book, like they've helped the athlete write a book, publish it. Like, that is so cool. And then also they help athletes connect with like nonprofits and organizations, just to like give back, because we do have a platform. So it's awesome that we can use like our power and platform to help others, especially like I really want to give back to my community. And yeah, I mean, they've given the scoliosis community has helped me so much, through social media, giving me so much confidence, just connecting with others, not making me feel so alone, giving me tips and tricks to get through this difficult journey too. It's been amazing.
Speaking of that too, like, can you like, so your video where you explain like the scoliosis awareness,
Yes.
can you explain like your story about that, especially like what is scoliosis for those that don't know what it is, like, how you got to your awareness, just bringing the awareness to it.
Yes. Okay. So scoliosis is the sideways curvature of the spine. It typically occurs like during growth spurt, like just before puberty. It's idiopathic, which means we don't know why it's caused. It just happens. Um, you can have scoliosis like as a kid, but it's most common, to happen like when you're going through puberty. I was diagnosed with scoliosis when I was 11 years old, so right before, that like pre-middle school checkup. Um, and I don't know if you remember this, but they ask you to like touch your toes, and what they're looking for is to see if your spine is curved. Because when you touch your toes, people with scoliosis typically have a uneven ribs. So that's how I got diagnosed. And at that moment in time, it didn't really mean anything to me. I didn't really know what scoliosis was or how it would affect my life. But my mom, she knew what it was, and um, she she was really scared and worried what that would mean for me. It didn't. I kept playing sports. I stayed very active. It didn't really affect my life until it did. Um, in middle school for 3 years, I had to wear a brace at night. It's this big, hard, corrective, like corset kind of thing. It's super uncomfortable, super painful, and its purpose is to stabilize your curve or to correct it, to make sure the curve doesn't progress, because as you grow, so does the curve. Um, and so I had a brace. I didn't wear it, unfortunately, because it was so uncomfortable and so hard to sleep. I wish I had just worn it, but I didn't. Um, and so my curve kept progressing, but I kept playing sports. Like, it didn't stop me from running and playing soccer and playing softball and doing all those things. Um, but when I got to high school, my curve started to progress. Then, like, my junior year, right around like recruiting time, my curve hit, like, I want to say like 50 degrees. And that is kind of the threshold for surgery. That's when you should get surgery, because once it hits 50, it's just going to keep progressing. And at that point, it started to affect my life a little bit more. But I still was active. I still was playing sports at a very high level. Um, and I kind of had to make this little decision. Like, I kind of knew that I would have to get the surgery sometime in my life, spinal fusion surgery. But my surgeon, he was an athlete actually at Stanford's, which is super cool. Kind of understands being an athlete and obviously the scoliosis side, because he is my surgeon. He supported me in waiting in my plan to wait till after college to get the surgery, but clearly that's not how it ended up working out. I decided to wait till after surgery, knowing that the risk would be that I would have to fuse more of my spine, but it didn't totally affect my life, so I didn't feel the need to get it right then. I committed to Cal. I played my first year, like freshman year. It was amazing. It was amazing, but it also was I struggled a lot physically, and because it affected my sleep, my doing schoolwork was hard. To sit in a chair for a long time, walking far distances. I was in a lot of pain, and it became unmanageable. So after my freshman season, I decided to have the surgery. Um, it was kind of powerful that I decided to have it, because for so long I'd been like, no, I never want to get the surgery. I never want to get it. But when it started affecting my life and I realized that my quality of life post-surgery would be so much better, it was kind of exciting to make that decision. Also scary, because I knew it would be a year-long recovery. So I am 9 months post-op from
Oh,
surgery. Thank you.
girl, you can celebrate that.
Yeah, right? I'm so excited. Like, I've worked so hard to get to where I am right now. I feel so great, so happy, pain-free. Yeah, and I got about 2 weeks ago, I got cleared to play contact, cleared to do everything. Like,
Yay!
cleared to ride a roller coaster, cleared to play field hockey, cleared to like live my life, which I'm so excited about.
So you mentioned too, like, first of all, now, because I was like, I've heard of it. That's why I had
Yeah,
to, because like I heard of it, but I didn't realize the extremity of it. I was like,
yeah.
dang, like they have to literally like really be careful how they like posturize on
Oh,
sitting and
yes.
walking wise. Like,
So I have 19 screws and 2 rods in my back right now. Yeah. I'm fused from, I believe T3 to T12 vertebrae. Quite a lot of screws, quite a lot of metal in my back. So I have perfect posture. I have perfect posture. Posture check me. Like, it's gonna be perfect.
you know, it's crazy too. Because here's my thing: how what happened was so like, um, Do you remember Marcella? She was from
Yes.
Mascot U. So
Yes,
like,
so she sent me there to
oh,
she sponsored me. Mascot UAI is amazing. The people that work for the company are awesome. Like they truly care about athletes. They truly care about helping each and every one of us, and I so appreciate that. I'm so lucky that they chose to bring me to AthleteCon because it truly was a life-changing experience.
for sure. Like it was crazy because I was like, I've heard of Mascot U the other, like last year they came and they had sponsored Riley and a girl named Phoenix.
Yes.
Um, and then like how what happened was she had approached me and she was like, "Do you know?" She was asking. I was like, "Do you know a girl named Elizabeth? Or you should interview Elizabeth at Edmonston." I was like, "Okay, which one is she?" She's like, "Yeah, you should have her because she has scoliosis." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I mean, yes, hello. Like, I'm not gonna like say, hey, like, I'm like, I'm here for it. Like, she's like, you want to meet her? Or do you feel?" I was like, yes, you could introduce me to her now if you want. Like, I don't mind. Like, we have time and everything. Like, so I was like, that's how powerful connections are, especially at the athlete con.
Yes.
Like, you meet,
Networking.
yes, networking. So it was. So I was like, I was like, that's why at first I was like, please don't feel like I'm doing this because like said thinking like I wanted you to come on because like I saw something and it was
Yeah.
something powerful. Like, and
Oh, thank you.
I want people to realize and remember that athletes are human first because what they do, it is a job. Yes, that's what they've known for a long time. But outside of it, like they're more than that. They're more than their like job title. So
Yeah.
my question for you was when it comes to mental health, how
Yes.
important is mental health to you?
I think mental health is really important, especially when you're going through tough things. Like going through spinal fusion recovery was extremely difficult, both physically and mentally. It's traumatic, and I definitely sought out help with like a therapist, and that's super helpful just to work through everything, like get past like mental blocks, like fear of getting hurt or injuring myself or just simple things is so helpful just to have someone to talk to. Um, so yeah, I think mental health is a super important topic, and yeah, Mascot UAI is really cool. That's like the company that sent me. They're all about like mental health, and so they use an AI software to look at your like music listening patterns and create like a baseline, and then kind of notify you if you're like if you if you move off that baseline. So like, if you're all of a sudden listening to like really sad music, or they kind of notify you, send you a notification to just have you think about it. Like, how is that affecting you? Why are you listening to sad music? How's that affecting you? Just to kind of give you some recognition. So it was kind of cool to work to be sent to AthleteCon like by a mental health company because I do really value that.
Yeah, that was super cool. When I saw the demo, like, this is interesting. I was like,
Yes.
okay, like,
Yes.
okay. I was like, this is interesting. Like,
Yeah.
because it was something that I've never seen, but then it's like, it makes sense because,
It makes sense. It makes sense. Like I mean, music really does affect your mood. Like if you're listening to really upbeat music, I feel like it kind of lifts you up. But if you're listening to sad music and you're already sad, it can really bring you down without you even really realizing it.
like, it's not, I ain't gonna lie, it's like some of the music is like, dang, it's like, brought me to tears, and I didn't expect it to bring me to tears. But it's like, for something, it's like, for some reason, it's like, like, it just like hits to your core, like, oh, just so. My question for you is, how would you describe your journey so far?
Yeah. Okay, that's a great question. I love that. I think my journey has not been perfect, and that's okay. Like I had this ideal plan, this ideal like roadmap of what my future was going to look like. And it doesn't look like how I had it in my head a couple years ago. And that's okay. Like, I think my journey has worked out for the best. In my mind, I was going to have this surgery post college. Wasn't going to be something I thought about until after college. But I'm so happy that I got the surgery 9 months ago. Like, I truly do feel so good. And I'm glad that I took that time to just focus on my health and focus on what was best for me. It was a tough journey, very painful, extremely long, filled with like lots of ups and downs. I mean, it was definitely difficult to have to relearn everything, have to relearn how to walk, relearn how to put on my shoes, how to move in a body that's now different. It's now symmetrical. It feels great, but it definitely was hard to adjust to where I am right now.
Girl, you better be proud of yourself, man.
Thank you. I am. I'm so proud. I'm proud of every step I took to get here.
Yes. And I definitely got a couple questions for you before,
Yes.
like, so this is kind of a fun one because,
Yeah.
hey, you know, it's NIL, but also, you know, what would you say is probably your top three brands that you would love to collab?
Ooh. I think it would be really cool to work with Nike. Like, I love Nike, and I think it would be really cool to do like a campaign where I like tell my story and also show off that like I am an athlete with scoliosis. I also think it would be really cool to work with like Slate Milk. Have you heard of them?
Yes. Oh my God, they're so
Wouldn't
good.
that be so cool? I think that definitely fits into my brand for sure. And the third brand, I want to say, maybe Princess Polly. I have done a deal with them before, but I love their clothing, and that definitely is another aspect of my brand is like fun clothes and wearing cute outfits. I think I definitely showed that at AthleteCon.
So you present like the girly stuff, like I'm always wearing athletics and jerseys and stuff, but it's like let me just dress up cute and just like
Yes.
you know
Right? It's so fun to dress up. If I'm not I'm either wearing athletic clothes or I'm wearing heels. I don't know if you can see in the background, but I have a collection of like super tall, super fun heels, pink, every color, red, sparkly. But yeah, and yes, I have a fuse back and I can still walk in like 5-inch heels.
girl slay on them. So my question for you is like I don't know why the pink heels reminds me of like the heels from Legally Blonde when Elle Woods
Yes.
would wear them. It's like
They're
and she had
powerful. They are
yeah, and
powerful.
she had that, and then she even wore pink when she went to the trial and just like, like just
Yes. So
just obliterated the witness, like just like
right? So that kind of Elle Woods kind of inspired me with my business look. I don't know if you saw, but I wore a pink suit with
yes,
super tall pink heels, the ones that are sparkly right there. Yeah, the
yes.
pink suit. Girl boss.
It was the only one where you had the pink outfit and it had the white top
Yes,
underneath.
yes, yes.
I was like, it's
Thank
giving
you.
Elle Woods.
Thank you. I think that was one of my favorite looks from the weekend. Or did you see my like mermaid purple dress? I wore that.
Yes,
to
at the rooftop party.
Yes. That one, I think that's my favorite dress I own. It's from a company called the London, oh, what is it? The London label, I think. Um, yeah, they make super cool. The Party Edition London is what they're called. They make super cute dresses. I'm obsessed with them.
Girl, I remember that. Yeah, because that was the dress. I was like, And you have it as your profile picture too with the
Yes,
crown.
I do. I had to change it. It was too iconic.
It's like she's an icon. She's the legend. She's a moment. I was like, like, and
Thank you. Thank you.
it was super cool too because I was like, the rooftop party, like
Oh, it
that
was
was
amazing. The hotel we were at, it was the what was it called?
the AC Marriott.
Yes, it was absolutely beautiful. And then their rooftop, I don't remember what it was called. Do you remember?
Noble, nope,
Yes.
Noble.
It was beautiful. The view was amazing. I took so many cute pictures up there. It was awesome that they had it open to us. And the rooftop party was so cool. They had a bunch of snacks, like all the companies were up there. It was like a welcome party for us the first night. And my favorite part was the gold chair up there. They had this
Yes.
gold chair for us to take pictures. It was awesome.
Yes, because I was like, I saw people like lined up for it, and then like after that, and then I saw people just kind of gathering. I was like, what's going on? And then I see one girl, like people are taking pictures of one girl. I'm like, why does she look familiar? And I was like,
It's
they're
Livy
like,
Dunn.
yes. I was like, oh shoot, it is her. I was like,
I took a picture with her and talked to her for a while. She was really nice. It was cool to talk to her.
yes, like that was super cool. Like to see both her and her sister kind of like,
Yes, Jules. That
yes.
was really cool. Yeah, they're both so nice. And it was really cool to see or to hear how they really have built both of their brands.
Yeah, especially like the fact that her sister is also her like manager to help. I was like,
Yeah,
that is super cool.
that
Like,
is really cool. Definitely, definitely nice to have someone you really trust as your manager.
and then like just to get a glimpse of it from like an athlete, like influencer. Like, I love how you said athlete and influencer on the
Oh,
logo.
thank you.
I was like, all athletes are creators. Hello.
Yes,
So
that is true.
I actually have this on the jacket too. So let's.
Oh, that's awesome. I was just wearing mine. I just took it off because I was a little hot, but I've been wearing it all day.
Look at that. We're just matching.
Yeah, so what we just showed was the jackets that Fourth Wall, they're a really cool company that helps athletes like produce merch. But they gave us those at AthleteCon. So cool, so cute. I definitely have been wearing mine everywhere.
And it's like super comfortable because it's like, and it's crazy because like when I saw Fourth Wall, I was like, oh, I know them because they were there. Like, it's just like I have a Fourth Wall store for my podcast. So I was like, this is perfect. I need
Oh, you have
help.
a football?
Yeah, for the podcast merch. So it was like a Fourth Wall for the podcast merch and the Athletes Advocate
Awesome.
broadcast channel at once. So like, just, but I will say like just trying to like promote it and stuff is like, I would say it's kind of hard because it's like you're so proud of it, but then it's like there's people out there that be like, why is it so expensive? And they're like, don't want to support it. And it's like, how you
Oh,
gonna downplay somebody that's trying, but yet you're so quick to drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars of shoes by Nike,
yeah.
and then
Keep
show
trying. Keep putting yourself out there. The right people will definitely find it.
that part. So I definitely appreciate that. So I always ask my guests this question because
Yes.
bonafide means authentic and unique.
Okay.
So, what makes Miss Elizabeth Edmonston bona fide? What makes your story stand out?
I think that I've been like very authentic and very vulnerable with my journey. I've shared the ups and the downs. I think that a lot of creators are just showing the positive parts of their life, and that is awesome. But I think it also is really important to show the not so great, not so perfect aspects because it is relatable and it is a way that people can connect to you, show you support, and also you can support other people because you're like, I'm not alone, or you're not alone. So I think that is, yeah, that's me.
You better let them know that you're authentically you, man. Let them know what it is. Let
Yes.
them know. So, And you are authentically you. Like you just have a beautiful soul. I could tell by it
Oh,
from
thank you.
when we met. I was like, she's so beautiful. I just know I hope she knows that. Like,
Oh, thank you.
so
I really appreciate that.
so can you let the viewers know where they could find you and support you if there's any upcoming events?
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at elizabeth.edmonston. You can find me on TikTok too, but definitely follow my Instagram. That is where I share most of my videos and content. And yeah, join my community. I'd love to have you there.
You heard it from the queen here first. You better follow her at Elizabeth.Edmonston and follow her TikTok, but follow her Instagram because look, new content, new videos coming
Yes.
up for her.
Yeah.
And with this season 2 for field hockey coming up for you,
Yes.
you prepared for it, and
Yes.
do I sense a back-to-back ring?
Yes. Catch me on the field. I'm so excited to be back on the field. I can't wait to play. I'm so excited.
And we gotta celebrate too, like you said, like 9 months ops, and you getting to play, clear for it, like
Yes.
girl.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Of course. And y'all be sure to check out the live replay of Bonafide Her podcast, episode 140, featuring Elizabeth Edmonston. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast of Bonafide Her podcast. And thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.